Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cuz We Geeked. We encourage you to stay geeked, of course. Listen, man, this is a man that's trying to make it onto the Fantastic Four. It is your boy Rare. Got my cuz Will. Got Big J in here, man, showing off with the background. He think he's part of the group, man, but he ain't gonna be part of the group before me. So listen, BA not here with us right now. Maybe he'll be on a little bit later. We'll have to see. But if not, he'll be on with us on the next show. Listen, if you guys are into geek content, movies and television, that's what we're here for. Go ahead and do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, man. Join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. Also, too, if everybody can hit them likes for us today, man, that'd be much appreciated. We're continuing to try to build the algorithm up to find more geeks like yourselves, man, to help us out here. All right, man. Also, too, follow us on our Cuz We Geek clips. All right, guys, we could have the condensed version of the shows on that channel. We're still also trying to grow that channel, so we definitely use your help with that. All right, fellas, y'all ready to get to it, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, let's get to it. Y'all already know what we're talking about, man. But before we talk about it, gotta hit you with this warning. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Up, you've been warned. I don't know if Big J gonna warn you, but listen, I'm gonna warn you. It is spoilers out here. I know Big J was giving away spoilers after on Wednesday. So listen, man. Y'all go ahead, man. Like I said, if you have not seen the movie, we encourage you to go see the movie, come back later, and let us know what you think. All right. So until then, you have been warned. It is spoilers from this point on. All right, y'all. Let's get to it, man. We talking about Fantastic Four. Sing the song, Big J.
No, there's no words.
Listen, man. Fantastic Four just released. We're gonna give our takes on the movie. So we're gonna break down the movie first, then give our takes, and then give our Ken times rating. All right. So to let y'all know. All right, let's get to it. But before we start it off, man, check this out. Fantastic Four has an 88% on the fresh tomato meter. 88%. 92% for the audience, I should say. The popcorn meter. Not bad, man. Not bad. But we're gonna get into a few things here. So check this out, y'all. This is the first one up. Breaking down this movie. So Franklin versus everyone. So Franklin Richards, the baby here, that was Reed and Sue's baby that they had in the movie. They tried for 2 years, y'all. 2 years to have this baby. And in the beginning of the movie, we found out that she was pregnant. He is not just a superhero, he is a cosmic being. Even Galactus in his highest form, life bringer, can't match what Franklin did as a toddler. So that was definitely the premise of the movie here. Also, too, check this out. The final battle begins. Galactus demands Franklin Richards in exchange for the Earth's safety. We're going to definitely talk about that. Fantastic Four refuses. Earth turns against them. Reed starts planning a way to save the planet without sacrifice. Very, very Superman-esque. So check this out, too. In the post-credits, a cartoon-style scene, classic Fantastic Four foes appear. This is all Big J's favorite bad guys here. Puppet Master, Diablo, and Red Ghost. We're going to probably talk about that, too. Ends with a tribute to Jack Kirby, the late Jack Kirby. If you see my characters, you see me. Shout out to Jack Kirby, who always tried to implement a little bit of himself into the character that he created. So check this out. Galactus versus the Fantastic Four. Galactus arrives in Manhattan. Sue risks her life to push him into the teleportation portal. Surfer switches sides and drags Galactus into a black hole. That was the climax of the movie. The birth of a cosmic game changer. Franklin Richards' infinity cosmic powers edited his DNA from the womb, hid from Reed's tech, even brought Sue back from the dead. Yes, he rewrote death, as y'all seen in the movie. And last but not least, Silver Surfer's twist. Johnny decodes Silver Surfer's ancient language. Silver Surfer Shalabal destroys Earth's transportation system. Johnny reveals Silver Surfer's identity to the world. So, fellas, with all that being said and all the recap there, What y'all go ahead and let us know because we're gonna talk about something at the end. So don't talk about the post credit scene yet. We're gonna talk about that here in a little bit. But what y'all think, man? What y'all think about Fantastic Four? How the song go again, Big J? I forgot. Listen, let's get to it, man. Cuz, what's on your mind, man? What you think about the movie? You telling people to shut up, leave you alone? What's up, man?
It was a great movie. It was a family event. Took everyone to go see it, even Jack. It was funny. He was upset about going. He didn't want to see it. He said it was going to be scary. Hadn't seen it. It was called it scary. And but he watched it. He stayed up, watched the whole thing. Definitely for him to watch it, he definitely enjoyed it, even though he won't admit to it. But overall, it was a great movie. The the visuals were amazing. Uh, if Have you seen the post from Kamala Khan, the actress that plays Kamala Khan? So she's 22, 23, and
Dang.
she watched the first Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, or that would be the second one, Rise of the Silver Surfer, back in 2020, and she was like, uh, "Stop hiding my dude! Like, bring my dude out." And then this one, she said she was very happy with this one because they actually showed Galactus, showed him with limbs, with torso, actually out there fighting. Like she was happy. She was like, "This, what a time to be alive!" So it was to actually see Galactus. Like the dude was wow. Just the visuals of him, how they his power. Uh, the What I enjoyed about it was the fact that they didn't do like a deep backstory with it. They did like a basically like a run up of what happened within it to shorten the backstory, but then
Mhm.
just so that could be able to jump into this the movie itself, and then also that they uh, showed like you could what I in another thing that I enjoyed was with Franklin. They talked about his power, and it got to the point where it's like they're going to have to show what his power can do because it's been so many times. Even like we talked about it last show when it came to Kang, was that there was always this big talk about his power, but you never really got to see it. Well, this one they actually showed it. Uh, when it came to the kid, was the fact of just a small part of his power was the fact that he was able to bring his mom back to life, which was like, guys, it was crazy when it got to that point. Like the whole theater was quiet. It was just like you could hear a pin drop, and everybody was just waiting to see what happened. It was amazing. It was a great movie. Uh, yeah, they did a very good job with this one. What you got, BJ?
I was wondering why you didn't go and get your credit as the voice of Galactus, you know. But no, I mean, I loved the movie. I thought probably the best movie I've seen this year. I think it was one of the best stories because they did a lot of the show not tell. It wasn't just a bunch of exposition. They showed the flashback showing some of the adventures they had, some of the
Mhm.
enemies they defeated. It wasn't just and no shot at James Gunn because he said they took the idea from Star Wars when they did the crawl at the beginning of the movie. Like Superman's been
Mhm.
here for Metahuman's been here for 300 years. Superman's been here for 3 years and all this. They didn't feel they just they announced that through a show
Mhm.
that Fantastic Four had been, and they did a clip to show all of their past heroics,
Yeah.
which kind of summed everything up. Well, okay, well now we already know where we at without telling you. You know what I mean? They just kind of showed you everything, that's one of the main storytelling tropes because a lot of movies and TV shows get bogged down in the exposition where they just tell you a bunch of stuff that happened off screen,
Yeah.
which I've never been a fan of. I like the family dynamic. I think they did a real good job with the relationships on this one because and I think they said that dealt with the fact that they kind of came together and did rehearsals for about 3 weeks before they even started shooting. Just the four of them were
Wow.
hanging out so that they could get the kidding around and have inside jokes and that sort of thing. And so that's why the actor that played Johnny was
Mhm.
poking at Ben all the time, which is some of the things that they do. They always get into it, but they actually I don't remember when Mole Man was taking shots at Johnny. Ben tried to protect him. He's like, "Oh no, come on, man! You look good." So they still had that
Mhm.
friendliness, even though there was internal competition. But it's like how family is. It's like
Yeah.
I could talk about you, but
Yeah.
you
Nobody
know
else.
nobody else
Like
talk about you.
everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I like that. I like the fact that the relationship they had with Sue and Reed was good. I like the fact, even when they've been trying to get pregnant, and when she finally did get pregnant, even when he was trying to test the baby because he was so worried about the baby having anomalies or something, and when even the way like they showed her showing, that's what we do in ultrasound, and she just made her stomach and invisible so he
Yeah.
could see
Yeah.
straight through and they could look at the baby and stuff like that. I think they did a good job. I liked Herbie.
Yeah.
I think Herbie was a fun character. People been comparing Herbie to Crypto to see which one you cared
Nigga
about more.
receive.
Which you
Yeah.
know, like I said, it's fun. I like the fact they did Herbie practical too. They said it
Mhm.
was not all just CGI because you could tell they actually had a robot built that would move around and do stuff and had the articulating
Yeah. You
arm.
seen him in interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the interview with Eric Voss had him on the interview with him moving around talking to him. And the fact that they even had the little tape switch out where it had one for home
Yeah.
and one for
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. That took me out when I saw that.
it's just like I said, they put a lot of thought. I like so it seemed like for some of the tech stuff, I think they did borrow. Like remember that when they had the faster than light ring they flew into, kind of like the Jedi would use for
Yeah.
their the small
Yeah.
ship.
And that's
Space.
exactly what I thought about when I
Yeah.
saw
To
that.
be space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that. And then I saw also like they had some stuff from Interstellar. Just like the way they portrayed the black holes.
Hmm.
I did like because a lot of people I was worried there was going to be a lot of talking, but there was a lot of talking, but there also was a lot of action. I like
Hmm.
that scene where the Silver Surfer was chasing them away from Galactus' ship. That was crazy. Even like the
Yo.
whole when they decided to just nope out and you know they tried to grab Johnny and he grab first of all he tackled the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's crazy. But then when he grabbed Johnny and just threw him on his back and they trying to get out of there,
Yeah.
I was like, you could tell there was panic, but I mean, it was a fight. And then once again, when you kind of got a glimpse of what Sue could do when she turned around and stopped the Silver Surfer and just started slinging her into stuff with her force fields, I was like, well, dang.
Yep.
Because Silver Surfer was just going, flew through the ship, flew through everything. Kind of when she first came on the scene.
Hmm.
Like I said, there was a lot of good stuff. I liked the portrayal of Galactus. I like the fact they didn't just make him evil.
Yeah.
I felt like he had the thing where he wanted Franklin so he could stop being Galactus. Basically, he wanted somebody to come take his place so he could. I know he was trying to like finally die because like he seemed like he was tortured by having to just travel around and destroy planets because he was always just hunger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's how it is in the comics. He's always hungry. Like it's not that he's a bad guy. It's out of necessity.
Yeah.
I like the fact
He
that
just
they
have
even had. Oh,
his, his necessity is affecting other people. That's what it is. That's why I seem like he's a
good.
bad guy. But yeah.
No, so I like the fact that they actually fleshed out the tie too and showed that he's not eating planets like hamburgers, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the ship crunches the planet up, it breaks it down, and then it showed him going into his body through those big tubes and coming in like molten lava. That's what feeds him. Like I
Hmm.
said, they put a lot of thought into it, and I think they did a real good job showing it where it didn't look just stupid. It wasn't silly, but it was true to all the cartoon facts without being cartoony. But it's still a good story.
Yeah.
Ain't not one of y'all gave it the main person the credit they deserve, bro. Ain't not one of y'all gave the credit to Jack Kirby, bro. This is straight out of a Jack Kirby comic. Literally everything in this movie was straight
I
out
was
of a
gonna get to
Jack
that.
Kirby comic.
We was gonna
Jack
get to that.
Kirby. Listen, the 828 was actually a shout out to Jack Kirby. That was his birthday.
Hmm.
R.I.P. I got three favorite comic artists, man, of all time, bro. Uh, Jim Lee, Alex Ross, and Jack Kirby, like my three absolute favorite comic book artists of all time. For them to kind of give a homage to Jack Kirby, literally this whole movie's for him.
Yeah.
From the universe they number that they are in to like the aesthetics, everything, the look of it, the feel of it, the way that they made it retro looking in the 60s and all that stuff, the futuristic 60s and all that stuff is straight out of a Jack Kirby comic. And I feel like they just literally just took a comic book. Well, they did a amalgamation of different comic book stories, but they had Giganto at the beginning as one of the montages of characters that they fought against. That was straight out of the first issue of Fantastic Four that Jack Kirby drew. All that, man. Like I said, I was at like watching this movie because of Jack Kirby. Overall, I like the movie. I know people was like, "Oh man, it's the greatest movie of all time." I was like, it was good. It was good. It felt like the first movie of a franchise. Like
Yeah.
um, I like the way, like you said, man, the fact that it was kind of it was. I like the fact it was contained too. That way, it wasn't affected by anything because it felt like man, it felt like something fresh and new, like a new take on something. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad that we're not gonna see that anymore because once they merge in with the MCU's main timeline, it ain't gonna be the same no more. So I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe it'll look the same in some shape, form, or fashion. But for this movie, man, I like the fact that, like I said, it was all Jack Kirby, man. His prints was all this the whole entire movie, man. So shout out to R.I.P. to Jack Kirby. Um, I like the Galactus side, man. I know Big J wanted the cloud back. Sorry, Big J, you're not getting the cloud back, man. I'm sorry, man. But whoever came up with the idea to make him a cloud, are they fired now, Big J? I know you probably know. Are they
Well,
fired?
no, you know what it was. They said that they thought that the whole idea of having a space god show up with horns was stupid.
Yeah,
And you know, historically in the comics, that Galactus takes on whatever appearance of the people he's about to the planet, so
yeah,
that
he's about to power.
they can reconcile it in their mind. So if he goes somewhere else, if they cloud based life forms, he may show up as a cloud. But you
Right,
know, for us, he shows up as a you know
it's a
five
man or
thousand
whatever.
foot man. You know,
Yeah,
but you could
and
resize.
you know what's crazy? You said that because I was watching this video. I think it was Heavy Spoilers that said this, and he's right. The last two movies we just watched, what was the main thing we said about them? They felt like a comic book
Hmm.
Yeah.
brought to life, right?
Yeah.
And I think now these studio, I'm guessing because we only seen two movies. Maybe we need to see more samples. But these movies are now starting to really take on the comic book side of the genre because it felt like at one point, remember everybody was trying to go dark and gritty and go
Mhm.
realistic and all that stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like these two movies have shown you that you can go comic book, like not no go to the extreme or nothing, but
Yeah.
to a certain point you can go comic book and it be fine.
Yeah.
Like you always say, BJ, as long as you tell a good story, I think all that stuff can just be icing on top of the cake. You don't have to go goofy. That's
Yeah.
not what comic books are. If you actually sat and read a comic book, they're not straight goofy. There are serious tones to a comic book if you actually read it. Just because it's colorful and it's got characters who can do amazing things does not mean it's goofy. You know what I'm saying? And so people kind of equate that to a comic book. They're, oh, it's just goofy and weird and all that. Have you actually sat down and read a comic book? Like last time I checked, ain't nothing goofy about Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing goofy about Civil War. Crisis on Infinite Earths, Secret War. There's nothing goofy about that.
You know.
And so, if you can take a lot of the sensibilities of the comics and put them in these movies the way that they just did, tell a good story, and bam, you got a hit on your hands.
Yeah.
And so, that's why I said, man, the last two movies, man, the fact that we literally it felt like I was reading a live action comic book, man, is something to love right now, man. It's crazy to me because you know, I think that Marvel also too was trying to correct what happened with. I think they're ignoring the last Fantastic Four, but
Mhm.
the Tim Story Fantastic Fours, right?
Mhm.
The fact that like I said with Galactus, we saw him live on screen.
Yeah.
It was nothing wrong with that. The way he looked, you know what I'm saying. The one thing I didn't like the fact that are y'all cool with the fact that they didn't even mention uh what's the civil service name? I'm blanking his name.
You talking about Norrin Red?
Thank you, Norman Red. Um, I thought that maybe they would have like mentioned Norman Red as her husband,
Yeah.
and then like she's one who decided to go and be the herald instead of him, being the herald or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, what about to say, BJ? You cool with that?
Well, no, I think what they're trying to do is I think, and people want to get mad about, oh, they switched, they did the gender swap, even though people don't realize Shia LaBeouf is in the
Is
comic.
yes,
But I think what it is they wanted to save Norrin Rad for the main MCU, not the 828 universe, because you don't want to
oh
have him
yeah,
introduced
yeah,
and then
yeah,
he's stuck over there. And
Yeah.
then when they bring them over, and then Galactus does reappear in the future movie, now you don't have the Silver Surfer because you already used him and then you stuck him somewhere else. Now they have the ability to bring in Norrin Red, who could play a much bigger role in the main MCU,
Yeah.
not in that intro film. And that's kind of, I think, what the thought was they wanted to save him for the big stuff.
yeah. That makes sense now. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because I was sitting there, I was like, why didn't I mention him? It's like the husband, because in the comics, he was her husband
Every
on
time.
that planet. What was it like Planet X or something like that? Where she
Zenla.
was
Zenla.
Zenla. Oh no, sorry, not Planet X. Universe X or something like that.
Oh,
Whatever universe she in, yeah. I think it was Universe X. I can't remember,
I
but
think so.
yeah, I think it's what it was. But yeah, in that universe, he is her husband. It's just that she got chosen as the herald instead of him or whatever.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah. I
oh, go
think
ahead, guys.
I think it would have been good if they would have just mentioned as far as the husband, because I was trying to explain that to Hattie after the movie. It's like, so the Rise of the Silver Surfer was technically her husband because they're married in each timeline. They're married. It's just the fact that one gets chosen separately, depending upon the timeline, to be Silver
Mhm.
Surfer. So I was trying to explain that to her, but yeah, I think it would have been good to just mention him. Don't. It could have been like you're not sure who the actor's going to be as far as the Silver Surfer, so you just end up showing, end up having a cameo of the back of somebody's back of the head or somebody's hand reaching out for the daughter or whatever, something like mysterious like that. But yeah, I think it would have been good to just mention him, just to show that he's around as far as the husband. Don't necessarily, like you said, Big J, don't necessarily have to use the character as Silver Surfer because you don't want to, you want him for your main, but he should have still, I think, still mentioning him would have showed that he is not only will be part of this timeline universe, but he's also going to be over here as well. And then being able to show the two. But it also could have been like them not wanting to confuse folks. Like, well, if he's the husband here in this one, and then they do a future one, how's he over here? But to me, it would have been great to at least mention him, just because they are married in each of the timelines.
Like we said, you say something, BJ? Oh, I think he muted.
Oh, I was gonna say no. I was agreeing. I thought about it before, but yeah, when I looked into it, they were saying that that's what my understanding is that they did think about using them, but they also didn't want to confuse people. And I
Mm-hmm.
know they're doing the multiverse, but they also kind of trying to steer away from the multiverse to
Mm-hmm.
where it's not, because they've already shown you could have different actors play the same person in different universes. Sometimes it's the same face, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
So they just didn't want to, throw a bunch of stuff in there. They were like, hey, you know what? When they reintroduce him into the 616, it'll be whoever it is. Like you said, I don't think they had an actor in mind, so they
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to introduce somebody.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room? But speaking of Galactus, the one part of the movie that made me mad was Reed Richards when
When,
they got back to the Earth.
oh,
Why in God's green Earth did you explain to them what Galactus wanted?
yeah.
I think they
You
said that.
knew that was gonna cause panic.
I
Yeah,
think that's just him being him. I think he
It
always
is. It is.
he just explains everything to them. Like he was always an open book to where I think that's also what helped them to trust him so much was he didn't hide anything from them. So to him, it's like, why would I start now? Like
And he probably did
yeah,
that
it was
too,
a bad,
thinking like okay, they're gonna trust me as far as
mm-hmm,
like what my decision or whatever. Like
yeah,
I'm gonna figure this out type thing. But like you said,
yeah.
you got a planet eating God or whatever, bro. Like,
Mhm.
what was
We
the
could
option?
sacrifice one for all.
Just one for a gajillion? Like, oh, hold on,
Yeah,
what's going on now?
yeah,
yeah, but I mean, I get it. But I mean, just like if I was him, if that was your, I'm saying not you, but I'm
nah,
saying if I was him, I'm like I'd be thinking if that was your kid, I wouldn't sacrifice your child either.
nope,
We have to figure this out. And I think that's the thing. They thought, well, if I just tell them the truth, they'll understand. They'll understand how that
Yeah.
was an impossible choice. But people are
Yeah.
trash.
yeah. People are trash.
I think
Exactly.
I'll say, people are people. They're people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah, people trash because like and I think that also shows like Reed, he wouldn't sacrifice. That would be the big thing. I think he should have said that as well. Was that
Yeah.
they wouldn't sacrifice their son, and they wouldn't well, obviously,
Sue did.
yeah, but yeah, that would have been a good way to put it early on. Is that we wouldn't sacrifice our son the same way we wouldn't sacrifice anybody else. Like no, there's no sacrifice happening. It's just let's figure something out to where you don't eat the planet. But this,
And what else too? I forgot to mention this too.
mhm,
So I think one reason too why they kind of changed up the gender of Silver Surfer, because remember in the comics, Sue had that connection with the Silver Surfer, right?
mhm,
So they changed it this time. They had Johnny have the connection with the Silver Surfer. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So I think that kind of was also helped with the push the narrative along in the story too. So
yeah,
uh Look, man. I'm gonna say some stuff too, bro. Because I like you said, BJ, people are people, bro. I've seen people complaining online. I told my wife what was gonna happen. I told her this when this was happening in the movie. I said, "Now, watch folks gonna complain online about this." So when Sue is the one who pushed Galactus into that wormhole,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you had folks crying like, "Why she gotta be the strongest and this and that and this?" And I told my wife, I said, "You know, I don't understand about how people look at characters. Whenever there is a woman on the screen, we got to have these certain stipulations that she has to meet or she can't cross or whatever, right? We don't have that with the guys. The guys can do whatever they want. They could be weak, strong, middle, whatever, right? With the
Yeah,
woman, no. You can't be too strong.
you can't be the
You got to
strongest.
be at. You can't be this strong. You got to be at this level or whatever. And it's like I never understood that, bro. Like, who else is gonna push Galactus into that hole?
Yeah.
So here's the question for you. In that movie, besides Galactus, who's the two strongest characters? Well, and Franklin,
And
Franklin was the
Franklin.
strongest character of all. But
Yeah.
besides Galactus, the strongest two characters were the Silver
Women.
Surfer
Yeah.
and Sue.
Yeah.
And what was Reed gonna do? Stretch him into the hole? You know, he
And you saw him pulling them.
yeah, he was there. That was uncomfortable there watching that. You know,
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
somebody gonna do.
yeah. I was
I'm like,
getting
somebody gonna
nervous.
do something. I was too like, bro, somebody gonna do something because he's
yeah,
like,
because I'm like, this is gonna be
Galactus over there
terrible.
playing like he's stripping some gum or something, bro. I'm like, what is going on?
I thought he was gonna
No,
just slingshot him. But
yeah,
I
I
did
did too.
too.
I did too. I did too.
I did
No, because I
too.
was sitting there, I was like, 'cause I was listening to people. Well, I read, you know, you look at comments and stuff like that, bro. And I was telling my wife that I just never understood that, bro. Like they want the woman to constantly be the damsel in distress. Like she can't be the person who saved today. Like, wait, what? Why?
but you know what that was? That was
So
a mama. That was a mama saving her child from,
exactly,
and
she was using
that's
that. She was using that mother strength, BJ.
yes,
That's what she was
yes,
doing. Yeah,
that's
Exactly.
because I'm like everybody else was trying, but and Ben did his part, but it's like nobody else was strong enough to take him out.
Mhm.
And Sue, even once again in the comics, is supposed to be the smartest. She's the heart of the group. She's the smartest one in the group. Not smartest, but she's the
no,
emotionally intelligent of one in the group. Because Reed, as
yeah,
smart as he isn't disconnected,
Mhm.
yes.
and
Showed it.
Johnny's
Showed in the movie.
immature. Ben is, also the heart of the group. But like I said, Sue is the one that kind of keeps them together. She's the mother figure of the group. But then she also with powers, like she could kill anybody with her powers. Like I said, put the force field inside, blow you up from inside,
Mhm.
like put your head inside a force field. And so she has all the ability to do all kind of stuff. But people nerf her and they think, oh, because the first few years she was always getting kidnapped, or
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But now they've kind of shown her to be what she is, and that's what she is, stronger than all of them. In reality, her power is more powerful.
And you know what's crazy? Because I was watching something too. This guy made a good point. Remember earlier in Sue's time, all she could do was just turn invisible. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Then later on, they added the fact that she can do force fields and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
that's when I think Jack Kirby or somebody mentioned that's when she became the most powerful of the group. When she was able to do the force fields and stuff. And like you just said, Big J, she could do all kind of different stuff with the force fields. She can cut your air off. She can put a force field in your body and make you blow up, all that type of stuff, right? They even mentioned it in the comics that she's how powerful she is. And so that's why I said, like, man, when I seen people online, I'm like, bro, y'all, I hate to keep saying this. Y'all never picked up a comic book before in y'all life.
Nah.
One.
Nah.
And like, I don't know why that bothers people so much. Like, I just want a good movie. I don't care who saved the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just
Exactly.
never understood that, bro. It's a
Yeah.
comic book movie. I'm looking at a comic book movie on the screen. I know about these characters. You know what I'm saying? So what I seen in the movie is not far fetched to me because
Yeah.
I seen it in the comics. You know what
But
I'm
think
saying?
about it. Who else could have, of all the rest of the people in the Fantastic Four, which one had the power to do it? Could Ben like the size of a toenail? Was he
Yeah.
gonna be able
Yeah.
to knock Galactus out? Johnny
Exactly.
wasn't strong enough. He couldn't burn him up. He tried.
Yeah.
So who else was gonna say?
She could make a force field big enough to push him, which what she was doing,
Mm-hmm.
big enough to push him into that what you call. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and then look, it took Silver Surfer to finally do that last little blow where he pushed it back into the wormhole or whatever. So
Yeah.
that tripped me out when I seen that, bro. I'm like, man, folks is wild, man. I don't get it with people some days, man. Like you get that offended and that butt hurt. It's like to the point like you just completely just takes you out of the movie. Like you can't enjoy the movie because you know what, I enjoyed it up until that point. Now I don't like the movie no more.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I'm
okay.
telling you, it's the same people who. These are the same people who got upset when James Gunn made the comment before Superman that Superman is the immigrant story,
Yeah.
and that said the whole half the country was on fire.
Yeah.
Talking about, wait, no, he ain't no immigrant. Look at him.
He's
He
American.
looks like
American
us.
values.
He's not an immigrant. You know what I'm saying? And That's the same kind of people who gonna get upset when they see a girl boss
Mm-hmm.
save the day, even though, like I said,
This is right.
canonically, and in the movie they've shown that she has the most power. She's the one that stopped the mole man invasion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and she went there because she reasoned with him because once again she's the most emotionally intelligent. She went and
Mm-hmm.
talked to him and
Yeah.
got him on her side. Even when he showed up in the movie, when he had his little power, when they needed his help, he went off on everybody else. He started cutting down, Reed and
Yep.
Johnny and the thing. All of them was crying. And then he turns to, all right, what you need, you know,
Exactly.
because he had a connection with her, and she's the one that runs the UN, the Future Foundation.
Yep.
But
Bro,
like I said, people want to act like, oh, she just sit at the house and make food and and take care of the baby. But that's not her job. She runs the Future Foundation. She's the one that's, like I said, she basically controls the UN in
Yeah.
that world.
But like I said, Reed ain't gonna do that. Reed staying in some type of laboratory
In
somewhere.
the lab.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I thought that
Planning.
was crazy.
Planning.
Man, that's why you can't talk certain things with everybody, man. I be telling folks that.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, like I said, man, I like the movie. Um, kind of got want to hear some theories y'all might have, man, for what's gonna happen based off of this right here. So, yeah, as y'all know, they had a post credit scene. The first one, I should say, the mid credit scene is probably the most important one.
Yeah.
Uh, it was a 4 year jump, which is crazy because the movie started 4 years into Fantastic Four's career, and then they had another 4 year jump where Franklin ended up. He was 4 years old after that, so
Yeah.
he could talk and read and all that stuff. So she's sitting there on the couch with Franklin. She's reading a book. He wants to read another book, so she gets up to try to find his favorite book. She goes to the kitchen, gets the book, comes back to the living room. She hears a noise. So then she sets a force field up, and as she's walking around, I know you saw that TV that's in the middle of their living room. She
Mm-hmm.
walks around that TV, and then now you see this right here. You see Doom with his mask off,
Hmm.
talking to Franklin Richards. So a lot of theories are going on around with this, bro. I don't know if y'all remember the part when she was talking to the what are they called in that world? They're not the UN. What are they?
Future
So
Foundation.
pretty. Oh yeah, Future Foundation. Thank you. They had a missing seat.
Hmm.
Missing
Latvia.
yeah.
Latveria.
So
Latvia.
Latveria was missing, and so then later on we see this right here. There are a lot of people who are speculating that this Doom is not from this universe or whatever, and I think he's from this universe. I really do. Uh, the seat, there was nobody sitting in that seat, and then in the post credit we see this right here. I think that is the Doom from this universe. Now I could be wrong, but if I had to put your high toys on it, Big J, I think that is him.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But so I was telling my wife because I thought maybe the end credit was going to show. So I thought that Glass Acid was going to destroy the planet,
Mm-hmm.
I did
and
too. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember the end credit for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You saw that ship, so I told my wife, I said, what's going to probably end up happening? Galactus is going to destroy the planet, but somehow the Fantastic Four are going to end up leaving, and then they're going to come to our universe.
Hmm.
That wasn't the case. So now a lot of people, I heard this speculation, and now it's kind of starting to make a little more sense based off of this end credit and based off the way that Fantastic Four movie ended. I think Doom is going to take that ship and come to this universe or to 616 universe.
Yeah.
I think that's how what's going to end up happening because the theory is that Doom is trying to set up Battle World like in the comics. He's going to collect all the anchor beams and then make the Battle World or whatever, right? And so I think that's probably what he's doing. I think he took Franklin and he's going to the 616 in that ship. That's what I think.
To get a Wanda.
Yeah, to probably get Wanda's dead.
Wanda's not dead.
I mean, from what we know, she's dead.
They think
Because I think he
because
will come
Kevin
here.
Feige never he never confirmed, and they never said it in WandaVision that she was dead.
I
They just
mean,
had
I
that
think it's
little
in.
flash when the Wonder Mountain was falling down. There was that little red flash, but they didn't say that she was
Yeah,
dead.
I think it's implied she did.
They danced around it in Agatha All Alone.
No,
Remember,
I'm not saying I don't think she's dead,
I think she's gonna
but
be in Doomsday. I think she's gonna show up in Doomsday because she's another reality warper.
then who is here? Oh, you know what? Maybe he's after America Chavez.
America Chavez could jump portals. Yeah, she could jump.
Yeah.
Because I think he's coming here for a reason, and I think that's going to him coming to Earth in that post credit scene on Thunderbolts. I think that's his introduction to the movie.
Can I throw
So we're
out
going
some?
to
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
what I really and I thought about this last night. What I really, really wish they would have did with the multiverse saga is
Mm.
more of this, where you show different
Different Earths.
universes,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
what it does is it sets up so the stories could be self-contained, not have to worry
Mhm.
about all the background. But then you have a series where, like I said, Doom is hopping multiverse to multiverse to collect the multiverses, and then they have to form a multiversal Avengers to fight him,
Mhm.
like they did in What If. That would have
Right.
been way cooler of a concept. And Kevin Feige needs to cut me a check so I can go back and fix this. Because it would have been a real multiverse saga if you would have every movie or two in a different world.
Mhm.
Then, like I said, you see something like they have the main whatever the story is going on, and then he's going through like the Nick Fury, the evil Nick Fury, collecting people to be part of his team, and then
Mhm.
you have to all of a sudden realize, oh no, we got a multiversal threat. Let's form a multiversal Avengers to
Yeah.
fight that multiversal threat.
That's that's not bad, Big J. That's not bad. I was gonna say kind of what you were just saying, but make it with Kane though, right?
Yeah.
Like there would have been a Kang on Earth 828. There would have been a Kang on Earth 10005. There would have been, of course, a Kang on 616. Then what was the other one? Well, we gotta see 838 for a little bit, but like you said, if you want to make it, you want it to be a multiverse type thing, like you just said, do what you did with Fantastic Four. Have these different stories on these different Earths. At
Mhm.
the end of the end credits, like you said, have a Doom or a Kang or whatever at the end or whatever, and then it all culminates to the Avengers movies. Because
Yeah.
I keep telling folks, I know people like, oh, I can't stand the multiverse storyline or whatever. And I keep, like I told my wife, the idea of what they gave you, you don't like.
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
didn't really give us anything multiverse other than like what was it, like 2 movies or whatever, 3 movies and like two seasons of Loki. We
Yeah.
were we really never got the actual true multiverse story, and so with that right there, that would have made it a true multiverse saga if we had did it that way, like you just said. Have it to where, like I said, you having these different type of things going on. Like I said, it could have had an X-Men movie or whatever, or something
Hmm.
like well Deadpool. Deadpool could have been that because I know couldn't do the X-Men yet. So you
Yeah.
could do like a Deadpool or in whatever. Fantastic Four on this Earth or whatever. What's going on over here on Earth 61? Ant Man could have been the leader to that or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
stuff like that could have would have made a whole lot more sense into it being a. Now they did like you just said, Big J. Folk would have loved it
Because
Yeah.
what if Tom Holland would have got trapped in Toby's universe or Andrew's universe or something like
or
that?
something. Yeah, you
Then
know what I'm saying? Like then, like on top of that, what you just said, that also would have because they said too that he's trying to he's going to build on the incursions that are happening too. And so what you're saying that was going to cause a lot of incursions.
Yeah.
Because we saw it before. We saw it happening in Deadpool Wolverine. We
mhm.
saw it happen at the end of we saw it in a Multiverse of Madness or whatever. Like that, all that stuff could have culminated to the multiverse saga, and it could have been done correctly. Which I don't understand why they didn't do that. Like you didn't map this out correctly at all. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna have these movies and then whatever.
Yeah.
But you said it's a multiverse saga. We don't have anything multiverse. The
That part.
person who's attached to the multiverse, you killed him off in one movie, the first movie in the saga. Like I understand that, but no, I agree with you though, man. Yeah, like I said, with this post credit scene, I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think he's going to take him because how they get in there,
Yeah.
right? Supposedly, Doom got those teleport things that's like rectangle shaped.
Um,
So I think that's why you heard that sound when he came in there. And so I think what he's going to do right here, he's going to end up taking Franklin, and it's going to come to the 616 because he's trying to collect other things or whatever. So I think just like in Infinity War, the Avengers are going to lose.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or the good guy, or should I say the good guy's going to lose? Because right now we don't have I guess they're going to have the Avengers at the beginning of the movie because that's what Anthony Mackie's job is right now. But yeah, they're going to lose, of course, and then
Mhm.
everything else is going to end well in Secret Wars, and that's when everything going to get rebooted. But
Can I ask
what you
y'all a
think?
crazy question?
I think it's going to be reverse.
Oh, you
What you
think they're
mean?
gonna win?
I think they'll be on the good side in Doomsday and then lose in Secret War. And that's what's going to reset everything.
Oh, yeah, he right. He right. That's how it is in
I
the
was thinking
comic.
they were
Yeah,
going to end up setting up Battle World in Doomsday. Like I thought,
yeah.
I
That's what I'm
figured
saying.
I thought they were going to lose, and
Yeah,
then Doom was going to end up on top, and then form Battle World with all the heroes trapped in Battle World, and
Mm,
then they had to use Franklin and Wanda and everybody else to figure out how to reset these universes back so they could get back to what they have, or do that one consolidated, like almost like an Ultimate style universe where you get the best of all of the different characters together. That way, you've got X-Men in, and Blade and all the folks who hadn't been around are now all of a sudden in this one universe.
yeah.
which is why I think they got like only a certain amount of people in Doomsday
But
because you're gonna start building the battle world and all that stuff. So yeah,
I,
that's what I. Oh, go ahead.
I was also saying that you see with Franklin touching his face, I think Franklin's going to heal him so that we can see Robert Downey Jr.'s regular face without the mask, without the scars, because you're not going to cast Robert Downey Jr. and then have him wearing an iron mask all for the whole movie. I
Right.
think that's one of the things too. That he was like, you know what, let's figure this out. And so I think they're going to show when they show the flip side of this scene, it's going to be Franklin touching his face and then healing all of the scarring and stuff, so that he looks like Robert Downey Jr. And then that's what I'm also going to throw everybody off because they're going to see Tony,
Mm,
not Doom, and that's going to be a whole nother thing. I think that's going to be a conflict for the 838 heroes. I mean, the 616 heroes.
that's
Couple
gonna be
things. I
crazy.
know in the comics, didn't he heal his face in that storyline in the
I think
Secret
so.
War? I think he did. Yeah, he did heal his face when he became God Emperor Doom and all that. Another thing too is why all of a sudden Doom want his face healed when he's the one who put the mask on and wanted that pain because of what happened with his mother. Like
I think
all of a
he may
sudden now
want.
you
I think he may want to be able to present himself. Like I said, he may know. He may know have that knowledge of Tony.
Yeah.
Because remember, not Thanos talked about being burdened with that knowledge. And I think he may know that from this universe that there's another universe, and actually he may know that hey, if I go with my regular face, not this scar thing, then I could do. Or he may be transforming from. He may look totally different. He may be transforming his face into a Robert Downey
Robert
Jr.
Downey
face,
Jr.
so that he could be a face that's familiar to them and they see as a friend, not. And I think that's going to be part of it. Like I said, I think what he's going to start doing. I think when he starts pulling people, he'll
Mm,
even get traditional Avengers on his side because they see him as Tony, not a threat. And he's presenting himself like he's trying to save the multiverse.
hmm.
And I think he's going to be pulling like alternate versions of Cap, Steve Rogers Cap, and Natasha, these folks that are gone from 616 on his side that will be fighting the people on 616 that's left. And I think that's going to be weird for them all because like I said, you're going to be seeing folks that you're familiar with and have known all these years and
Hmm.
respected. Now you're going up against alternate versions of people you love. And I
Yeah.
think that's what's going to make it much more impactful. Now, once again, I could be wrong. They could do something totally different. It may be stupid. They might have him get killed by ants in the next movie. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Never gonna forgive them for that.
Listen, man, if I see that, man, I'm taking my wallet back from Marvel and they ain't never getting it back. No, what was I about to say though? No, I could see where you're going with that, man. Because did we know anything about Infinity War leading up to Infinity War? Like this far out from like this same time back then, did we know a lot about Infinity War leading up to it? I can't remember. Because right now we're doing a lot of guessing right now, and I mean we probably was guessing too, but did we know anything about the movie?
There was a lot of theory videos. I remember leading
Yeah.
up to there was a
Oh, you
ton.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
there was
right.
tons of theory videos and there was a lot of leaks. And I think Marvel's trying to kind of lock all that down as far as the leak stuff. But I also think that, like, I don't know if you've seen, but some of the photos that come out from like the drone stuff that they can't control. So I
Yeah.
think some of that stuff, I think they're putting out some stuff themselves too to kind of get in front of some of the leaks that they already know that are coming.
Yeah. This
To like
sucks.
which a lot of stuff too, man. It's kind of that's why I don't. Some of the leaks that we're seeing, I'm kind of taking it with a grain of salt because a lot of times it's AI,
Hmm.
right? It's like I know we saw remember that those photos that went around or the videos that went around online, photos too, videos that went around online. Like I think it was Hydra Cat running on that like that roof and he
Oh
was
yeah.
chasing She Hulk and them or whatever.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff was like AI generated and stuff. Like you really can't tell nowadays, man. And so a lot of that stuff I just kind of like either I just take it with a grain of salt or I just straight up ignore it, bro, because I don't know if it's real or not, especially nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen, I just want them to make a good movie, but I think I kind of agree with Cuz now. I think it's gonna be flipped, because the worlds are gonna have to end or something for the new singular timeline to happen.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have to something's gonna have to happen. So people gonna probably end up, the world's gonna die and all that stuff. So I don't know how it's gonna happen. You know, I know how it happened in the comic, but I don't know how it's gonna happen in the movie. But we're gonna definitely see. But
What
I
about
think yeah. Okay, go ahead.
what if they do this? So what if
What if
Doom
it was both?
presents himself as the savior, and they all help, and then once he forms, like I said, once the universe is collapse, and he forms Battle World, he basically takes over as God Emperor Doom, and everybody then
Now
they realize he's the bad guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've been helping him out until they realize he's been tricking them.
Mm.
remember too, in the comics, he had that coat.
Hmm.
Remember, because he was trying to. So in the comics, he's I don't know if we're gonna get a molecule man in this movie. I
I don't
doubt
think
it.
so.
Yeah, I don't think so. So I don't know what's gonna take the place of Molecule Man, but uh, he was trying to kill all the different Molecule Man. No, so I don't know if we're gonna get. I don't know if we're gonna get Beyonders. I don't think we're gonna get Molecule Man. So I don't know what they're gonna do in the place of those because remember he took the powers of the Beyonders. He found out what their plan was to pretty much eliminate the whole entire multiverse, and they were gonna detonate it by setting off all the Molecule Men. Because Molecule Man is the only one of the only beings that's pretty much the same in every universe. And so they were just going to detonate all the Molecule Mans and blow up the multiverse. Doom found out, so he was hopping through different multiverses, killing the Molecule Man before their plan got hatched. And so he realized I can't. It's taking me too long to do this because there's a lot of universes out there.
Yeah.
It's taking me too long to do this. So that's when he started forming them different cults on them planets. They were doing it for him. So you might be right. I think they'll probably play into that cult god type thing or whatever, where it's like, yo, he's here as a savior. We trust him. We're gonna worship him and all that stuff. And that's when it's gonna kind of lead to him building Battle World or whatever. So
It could be the Nexus slash Anchor Beings too. That he could be collecting those. Like I said,
that's what
like
that's what I
Frank
was saying
collected,
earlier.
yeah,
Yeah,
like Franklin being one. That's what I say. Wanda being one.
Yeah.
America Chavez, because
Wolverine.
she also was one that only exists in. Remember, there's only one of her in the multiverse.
Yeah.
So it could be something like that where he goes and collects all those people with very specific power sets, but that are anchor beings for their universes, and then puts them all on his team. You never
I'm
know.
gonna say because I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to think who's the anchor being here.
Tell you, wasn't it?
Well, not here, but you know what I mean. 616, my bad.
I'll tell you, I think it's Wanda and or America Chavez.
So it might be America Chavez because what's that? We're trying to get her last time.
Yeah, Wanda was
Doctor
trying to get it
Strange.
because yeah,
Yeah, Wanda. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, she was trying to get her. So it might be America Chavez, like you said. Also, too, the fact that she can literally just jump through any universe that she wants to, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think that her being over there in Taj Mahal, I think that she finally kind of learning how to control her powers and stuff. That's probably the best time to finally kidnap her and use her for her powers or whatever. Because now she knows how to do it at a whim now. Because remember, at first she was hopping in those different universes off emotion or whatever.
Yeah.
And so now she's able to control it and everything now. Now you control her, you going anywhere you want now. Um, I think Wanda will be get picked up, BJ, but I don't think it's gonna be for the 616. It's gonna probably be in another universe.
but see, those is the only one. The 616, as far as I know, is the only one that is the Scarlet Witch.
But I
Who
think I think Doom can help her get to that point in the 838 by threatening the kids or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know. So that's the only universe, well, not the only universe she in, but that's the one universe we know and it's already been shown. So I mean, they might use her. You know what I'm saying as that anchor being or whatever. Um, trying to think what else. And then in the so Deadpool, what was Deadpool in? Was that the 10005?
yeah,
So Beast and them are also in the 10005.
we think that's the same one as got
Yeah.
um,
At the end.
Carol Danvers.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll see. I would listen. We already seen Beast. The Beast in the end credit is the exact same Beast from the animated show, of course, 97 and all that. We saw Professor X, same thing.
Yep.
Gambit, same thing. I would not be surprised if that's the case. What you just said, BJ. I would not be surprised if we actually do get that Rogue. So they showing everybody else. They got Wolverine in his classic 97 suit and all that stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised that we do get that Rogue, the Carol Danvers Rogue. from the animated well from the even from the con. I had that card when I was a kid, but I don't know what happened to my cards, man. Wish I knew what those were. But yeah, you got anything else, man? Y'all want to add, man?
I got to figure out when I'm gonna see it a second time.
You gonna see it again, BJ?
I'm probably gonna try and see it in IMAX just because I heard that the Galactus stuff is different in IMAX because they said they do the ratio shifts.
Bro,
That's how I watched it.
I
Oh, in
saw it in
IMAX.
Dolby.
Yeah.
I watched it in the D box, which that also made a difference with the seats vibrating and shaking and everything.
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
I watched that sucker in Dolby. Same thing, BJ. I'm like, man, especially when that ship was touching down on Earth. I
Mhm.
was like, what in the world you hear? I'm like, ooh, okay, hold on now. I
But
told
I
my
did
wife, said, dang, I said, is that 4D? What's going on?
Yeah.
no. So y'all do know. So remember, there was a lot of speculation because the ship in Thunderbolts in that end credit scene is not the Excelsior that we saw because the Excelsior we saw only has three legs or three, I guess,
Mhm.
legs to stand on. The one in the Thunderbolts had four. And so that's why they're thinking that something was weird or they made a mistake. But I think that now this could be the new version with that 4 year time jump that we
Mhm.
just haven't seen yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because when they went to space, remember they only had three legs when they went to space in, and when they did the faster than light ring and all that.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
maybe they built a new version with four. But like I said, because everybody's wondering, they asked Kevin Feige, and he just kind of smiled. But I think that may be why that was because of the time jump they built a different ship.
That makes
So,
And they changed a lot of stuff up. 'Cause look at that right there on the post credit picture. Remember that room, whole room was blue.
oh
Mhm.
yeah.
They renovated the living room and everything, and some stuff changed in that. They said they kind of shrunk it down a little bit because they said the living room was too big for just four people,
Mhm.
so they shrunk it down or whatever. So yeah, I did not notice that. I'm glad you pointed that out. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, like you said, it has been 4 years, so a lot of things probably have changed to the point they got a new ship and all that stuff. 'Cause remember, they brought that ship back. That sucker was all beat up and everything because
Oh
they
yeah.
didn't have a light ring, so they had to come
Yeah.
back on their own. And he had to slingshot around
A star,
that
the
that
black hole.
star, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, nah, you right. All right, fellas, we finna get to the Kaioken X rating. All right, man. Uh, Cuz, what do you give this on a rate? A Kaioken times rating on a scale of I don't can't go past 10. All right, man. King Kai
I
said
mean,
if you go past 10, it ain't gonna be good for you.
going Super Saiyan. Now I'm gonna keep it simple. Keep it at a 9.1. I gave Superman a 9, 8.5 to 9. So giving this a 9. It was a great movie. Visuals were amazing. Great storytelling. Also, like I said, keeping it contained the way that it was the way that you want this type of movie. It made me think of what Feige said about having to do homework before the shows. Like we said, I know I for sure said that was his way of trying to okay them cutting back on content. But it could have. It looks like this could be their new way moving forward. Is a lot more contained content as well. If it's like this,
Mm.
I know it'll be really hard to do just because of you have the everything coming together with Doomsday and Secret Wars, but this was a hell of a contained movie, and I loved it. So I'm giving it a 9. KOK 9.
Kaioken times 9. Okay. What you got, Big J? Oh, you muted.
Right, keep muting yourself.
Oh, so no, I was thinking 9 and 9.5 on this one. Like I said, I think I gave Superman a 7.5 to 8, but I was
Mhm.
thinking this one, like I said, 9.5. It's not perfect, but it's like I said, it's one of the best MCU movies we've gotten in a long time, and it's a fresh take in the way they did the whole world building and the family building and the storytelling, and even the way they scaled and showed the powers that they were dealing with and the threats, and even like I said, the action sequences, like the chase scene, everything. It was not perfect, but it was pretty good. It was
Mhm.
pretty close to perfect, like I said to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8. I know I gave Man of Steel. Superman. I think like 8.5 or something like that, or 9. I didn't think it was better than Superman. I liked it. it was a little slow at the beginning. There are parts, like I said, once it kind of got started, like you said, with the ship, them going to Galactus ship and kind of forward for after that, it was like okay, now we're starting to kind of rev up a little bit. It felt like the start of a franchise, like the very beginning of it. It was definitely better than them last three Fantastic Fours, man.
Yeah.
The family dynamic definitely worked for me. Like I said, the visuals, the way it looked, taking it straight out of a Jack Kirby comic, I definitely like that part. Um, but let me see, what's something else I was gonna say. Yeah, I like the fact Galactus. I like the Silver Surfer dynamic.
Yeah.
It added some emotion to Silver Surfer because I know, like I liked the Tim story of Silver Surfer, but he kind of seemed more robotic compared to this one. Like you could tell she had feelings and she kind of had those emotions, like she was kind of trying to fight with or whatever. Like she was more human, I guess you could say. As a herald, I know a lot. I know it kind of takes away their humanity a little bit when they become heralds of Galactus. Silver Surfer kind of had to work his way back to his humanity in the comics or whatever. But yeah, like I said, it was a good movie, man. Like I said, I liked it. Like you said, BJ, it was one of the better MCU movies. Um, I'm probably not gonna go watch it again. I probably wait till it come out on Disney Plus. But I did like the movie. Yeah, I need to be. No, don't do that to me. You need to convince my wife, bro, because she the hardest one to convince. Uh,
Had to
it's
change my
just
hashtag up for you. See,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but no, I liked it. I just liked the movie. Like I said, I gave it an 8. You know what I mean? But I just thought, like I said, it was just a little bit. From what we were told and from like the trailers and stuff, I expected just a tiny bit more from it in certain aspects or whatever. But like I said, other than that, I still liked it, man. I watched it in Dolby, like I said, and I love Dolby, bro. That might be the best format of all time, bro. And before we end, I forgot to ask y'all this: did y'all see the Avatar trailer?
Yeah. That
hmm
was the first time that I actually want to see Avatar.
Use a hater, cuz. Listen, man. Uh, now,
I've
what
seen
y'all think though?
I've seen
What y'all
the
think?
other ones. I've seen the
Yeah,
other ones, but
yeah,
this
I
is
know.
the first time like I've actually want to go see it. Like, oh, I need to go see this in theaters now. Like, okay, this one actually looks really good. The other ones was like, okay, it's going to be, of course, a big movie, but this one actually looks really good and has a lot going on.
Now I wonder if they're doing this, like they're gonna be pushing for 3D on this one too, or is it gonna be more IMAX?
Probably more IMAX.
Because they did show the trailer in IMAX.
Hmm.
So I was wondering that while I was watching the trailer, like, so when are they actually going to push for the 3D stick? That's what he normally does. He did that with the last two movies. It was like a 3D push, and I didn't see the first one in 3D. I was kind of mad about that,
Hmm.
but I saw the second one in 3D. You know, it's like, oh, okay, this is different. This is different. It felt like you was actually in that world, man. It's crazy. But I know Big J, man. What you got to say about it? I know you a hater, bro. Go ahead.
I actually liked it. To me, it looks more interesting than the Way of Water, the second one, or whatever it was.
Whoa, whoa,
Wait,
whoa, whoa.
see, that's what
Y'all,
I'm
y'all
saying.
some y'all some haters, bro.
That's what I'm
Nah, the
saying.
first one was great. Like the first one, I bought the Blu-ray, and I even bought the 3D Blu-ray and watched it multiple times.
Oh, okay.
But the second one, I was just like, I saw it, and I was like, all right, like it did not jump out and make me want to do anything with it. But now, like so this one, I'm like, okay. I mean, I saw the second one, but I saw it on streaming because once again, nothing made me want to go see the second one. But then when I saw this one, I was like, okay, this looks like something you might want to go see in theaters now. Now I know you also bearing the lead because there was another trailer that we saw that you ain't even talking about. You know,
What which one?
did y'all not see
I
the
did.
trailer for? Huh?
Honest,
You
I'm talking
know,
for the
tell,
Naked
tell,
Gun, for the Naked Gun movies. I mean,
no, I didn't see that one.
oh, it wasn't in
oh,
this one. I seen the trailer for that. I seen the Naked Gun trailer, but it wasn't there ahead of this one. It looks
I'll
pretty
see. It
cool.
was showing a part of this one. See, I went to go to Cinemark because I'm not balling like you AMC types. But
Hey, I got. I would say, yeah, I got AMC. I'm an A-list member.
hey, see, well, I
See?
just got the Cinemark movie club thing, But
So
no,
I'm gonna see these movies for free. That's why I be watching everything in Dolby. Even a romantic comedy, I'm finna go watch it in Dolby, bro. I don't care. Dude, watch everything in Dolby. Uh, no, yeah, like I said, y'all some haters, bro. Uh, no, I like the Way of the Water, but I will admit it's not the same. It wasn't the same. I think what really hurt that movie. I mean, it didn't hurt it because it still made $1 billion. What hurt it as far as it being like on the same level as the first one, it took too long to come out with the second one. That's for one. When like what was it, 15 years, something like that?
At least, yeah.
It was a
Something
while.
like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right around
so
15.
something like that. Like it took too long to come out, man. So like that nostalgia and like what I'm saying, it kind of wore off. Because I think the first one made what 2 billion. No, this I'm sorry, they both made 2 billion. My bad. It just made I think like 300 or 400 million less than the first one, which is not still still ain't nothing to complain about. 'Cause it still made 2 billion. 'Cause I think the first one made like 2.4 or 2.5, and I think the second one made like 2.1 or something.
That's
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think the third one's gonna make 2 billion though.
but it's gonna
I
be a
think
better movie.
it's gonna probably make. I think it'll probably make 1.5, maybe 1.6. You know what I'm saying? Because it is still like in a in the pop culture consciousness with the whole Avatar thing.
Hmm.
Especially if they like I said, they're gonna be pushing that whole IMAX or 3D. Or they can't even do 3D IMAX. They do 3D IMAX. I don't know if y'all ever did one of those before.
Yeah, I have. I've seen
I
those in 3D
Yeah.
IMAX.
So if they do something like that, then it's just gonna be stupid, boy. But I didn't for me to try I like the franchise, but the trailer didn't it looked I was it was so I didn't look at it as like what the movie's about. I guess for me the Avatar is more for visual for me.
yeah.
And so that's why I was trying to see how it looked.
Hmm.
And so it looked, we listen, James Cameron's why it take him so long to come out with these movies, man, because the visuals are stupid. And
Yeah.
he's like real detailed when it comes to the visuals and stuff on his movies. Because like I say, he wants you to feel like you immersed in this world. Especially like I said, if you want to watch it in IMAX or in 3D. In 3D, it's like I was like, damn, like you feel like you actually there or whatever. Um, but yeah, like I said, I like the trailer. It didn't wow me or anything. I guess what you already got my money already, so you
Hmm.
ain't gotta wow me. You gotta wow folks like my wife. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, I was just wondering because I when I got to the movies, we got there probably like 3 minutes late, and I was trying to tell her, I was like, man, we're trying to get there because I'm trying to watch. They said the trailers were been coming out before the movie, and so I thought I might have missed it. I was mad because it went straight to that not the Nicole Kidman one video, but the little video to tell you like you're watching this in Dolby or you're watching this in IMAX.
Yeah.
The little graphic thing. That's why
Yeah.
it got to that. And I'm like, man, I didn't get to see the trailer. I said maybe it was maybe I was late or whatever. And then it went the screen went black, and then it popped up with that green screen, and I was like, oh, okay, this is it right here.
Hmm.
And so then it showed it or whatever. They literally showed it like right before the movie. So kind of how they did with Odyssey right before Superman. Remember that?
Yeah.
They showed the teaser or whatever.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with that. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I liked it, man. I liked it. Nothing to really write home about yet. Wait to see all the other trailers, but yeah, it's about time they actually showed it because the movie comes out in December. So what's that? What's
Yeah.
this?
5
So
months.
August, September, October, November, December. Yep, 5 months. So it's about that 6 to 8 month window. So yeah, but yeah, man, I think else me I want to add before we roll.
No, sir. That's all I got.
All right, man. Listen, definitely appreciate y'all, man, geeking out with your boys for another episode, man. If you guys are new to the channel, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Everybody hit them likes for us. Also follow us on our other channel, Cause We Geek Clips, where we have the condensed versions of the show on that channel. Listen, if you have seen the movie, if you're watching this later, do us a favor, man. Y'all go ahead and let us know what y'all's Kaioken rating is in the comment section below, man. Let us know what y'all thought about it. We definitely recommend y'all go watch the movie. It's a very good movie. We will be back here on Tuesday. So we'll see y'all guys here on Tuesday. Stay geeked, and we out.